When I named my blog Fat Girl Running, I had a lot of questions about why are you naming your blog Fat Girl Running? Why don't you name it Fat to Fit? And I was like, well, I can swim for hours. I can run a marathon. I can run half marathons. I can play tennis for hours and then get back in the pool and then run again. I think I'm fit.
You're living your best life. You're living like you're just doing what you love, which is like running and inspiring and motivating. And I think it's so lovely to see. And that's why I love sharing stories. I like putting a spotlight on people that are doing good things around the world. So I'm so glad I got to, see your journey. And I'm really inspired by it. And I think it's wonderful because you break the stereotypical mold of what someone fit looks like, and the fact that, I run, I do the odd 5K, 10K, and I'm exhausted after. My knees hurt, my ankles are aching. And I looked at you and thought, this woman is running ultra marathons, like through trails, up and down mountains. Like, what an example of someone when you're determined, like what you can achieve, And so I want to know, like, where does that motivation to really push those big distances come from, do you think?
I think part of that is realizing that this notion of fit, we really do have to broaden our perspective about what that means. I used to, when I named my blog Fat Girl Running, I had a lot of questions about why are you naming your blog Fat Girl Running? Why don't you name it Fat to Fit? And I was like, well, I can swim for hours. I can run a marathon. I can run half marathons. I can play tennis for hours and then get back in the pool and then run again. I think I'm fit. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think I can do all of those things. I can run an ultra marathon. Maybe it's slower than you would like me to run, but I can do the mileage. And so I think that is what continues to motivate me. And it's this notion that we can be fit in all different types of bodies and doing all different types of activities. It doesn't have to be running. I mean, I wish that everybody was a runner, but that's not the case, right? It could be walking, it could be swimming, it could be playing tennis, it could, whatever it is. And, inviting people into this idea that you can do this too, or maybe you can do something that you never thought you could do, maybe rock climbing or skiing. I never thought I would learn to ski. Here I am. Almost professional.
You'll be doing downhill slalom skiing soon.
Exactly. But it's this idea of it just, inviting people into the notion that they belong in fitness too.
It's such a wonderful concept because I think people think with social media and, with the rise of digital fitness that it's like got to be high intensity burpees and squat jumps and press up, which is the kind of stuff I do. But I really like to think of fitness for all. I try and make it accessible. I do low impact stuff. I do, much more gentle kind of stuff for people because, it's not just, I think all movement is good for you, isn't it? If it's going for a walk with the dogs or a bike ride. And I think people often get they get convinced that they need to be in a gym environment. But the truth is, I think the gym is great. It is great for the mind, but going in nature, I think you get an extra level of, of calmness, of breath and of kind of peace and tranquility, which you don't get in a gym on a treadmill. Do you feel the same? Do you feel like a run on a treadmill is one thing, but going on a trail through the woods in the nature is a completely different experience for you?
It is. And I mean, if you can see in the back of me, I have my treadmill right in my apartment along with my bike. And I like running on the treadmill. I prefer to be outside because of all those benefits that I talked about, because, there are multiple things that happen when you are outside, mentally, emotionally and stuff. But you know what? You can, even if you go to the gym, if that's what kind of movement you love and that just makes you just feel like you're living your best life, then that's what you should do. If it's being outside, that's what you should do. If it's being in a pool, swimming for hours, doing, flip turns, then that's what you should do. Like whatever floats your boat. I prefer to be outside. Anytime I can be on a trail, moving slowly in the way that I do. Then, you've got to do what is going to make you happy and also what is going to keep you doing that thing. If you don't like being out on a trail, if you're afraid of the bugs, if you're afraid of snakes or bears, then you're not going to keep doing that. Right. So, but if you like being in your apartment, looking at Queer Eye or something like that on TV, which is what I do when I'm on the treadmill, if that's the thing that's going to keep you doing that and to keep that habit, keep that routine up for you, that bolsters your physical health and your mental health, and that's what you should keep doing.
BBC Sounds, music, radio, podcasts.